Page 155, Alexander March. On page 154, they're introducing you to another primary chord in the key of G major. Remember, every key has 3 primary chords, and it's important we get a grasp on what those are. We had them in C major. The 1, the 4, and the 5, 7 are the numbers, because that way, no matter what key you're in, those numbers work. So in G major, we've already had the 1 chord, which is the G chord, because it's built on step 1 of the scale. Now we're getting the D7 chord, which is the 5-7 chord. So in G major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That D is the 5th step in the key of G major. So I build a chord on that note. Remember, there's an F sharp in G major, so we have to include the F here. So that is the D chord. And then I want a 7th, I just add another note here, and those 4 notes, that's the D7 chord or the 5-7 chord in G major. That's it. That's the whole thing. We don't have to use all the notes. Really, the only notes we need is the top and bottom. But we can add either one of the middle notes, whichever. That's up to us. Whatever. And we don't have to play it in root position. Remember, root position is every other note, and the bottom note identifies the chord. I can put the D on top and here, and really what they're doing is, again, we don't want to have to move the hands around. So with G, for a D7, I don't want to have to go here. I don't want to move. So what I'm doing is I'm going here. I'm going to leave out the A, don't need it. I'm going to put the D on top. So now it's here. It's just handy. It's the same we did in C major. C major to G. See, this went down a half step, and then I used the 4th. Same thing I'm doing here. I'm going down a half step, and I'm using the 4th. See the pattern? It works in every key. So you only have to learn one pattern and how they go. And that's do it in both hands. That's the 5-7 chord. That's 2 of the primary chords. We'll get to the 3rd one eventually. In Alexander March, we use them. In the first measure, you got the 1 chord. See the Roman numeral I underneath the 1? And then later, the V7 or 5-7, a D7 chord. Now for Alexander March, 4/4 time, key of G major. All the F's are going to be sharped. The left hand just has the chords. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. So let's talk right hand here at the beginning. Just play it all legato, all connected for now. Just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Through and make sure you get all these notes in the right hand. I don't want to play it for you. I don't want you copying me too much. I'd prefer you read the music and figure it out. And you put the hands together. Not a lot going on in the left hand. Shouldn't be a problem, I'm hoping, in putting the hands together. And then we can add the articulation. Staccatos and slurs. You see in the left hand it's staccato, just nice in both hands. Get the idea? Let's go down to the 3rd line here. You're here. So you have a half note there, so it comes up on beat 3. Now, I tend to avoid putting a thumb on a black key if I don't have to, although in this case, you can because you're not playing any of the notes, so that's fine. Even if you have big fat fingers, it still works. And then the 5-7 chord, hold that down as you play the D, and then you're back to what you were doing at the beginning. Last line, here, it's here. And they're saying thumb again, so here it's okay, but it's also okay if you want to go ahead and use second finger. And those are staccato and accented, so you give them a little extra oomph. Like so. Now, one little tricky spot here. I don't want you to get too confused too soon. Take a look at measure 13 going into measure 14. The right hand has this slur and then the staccato. You're going to connect it. Like so. If the left hand has a chord followed by another chord, you can't connect those. You do the best you can. So you're connecting the right hand, not the left. Good luck. You're lifting up here, but keep that down in here. Here. And you come up together. This is typical and happens a lot in piano, where you can't connect one hand, but you are connecting the other. We have to develop the independence of the hands, and this is just one of the things we do. Dynamics starts out moderately soft, and this is everything's for the right hand. Keep the left hand out of the way. Staying moderately soft, more or less, until you get down to the third line. Second measure, it's an accent. Loud. Actually, with an accent, it's louder than that. So you don't really need an accent with a loud. Just play it loud. And then moderately loud. And then at the end of the next line, or measure 13, your crescendo up to a loud. And then all of a sudden you're soft. It's like an echo. So if I start on, just go measure 11 and start there, you're moderately loud. Louder. Loud. Loud. So all of a sudden you're loud, soft, loud, soft, loud, soft. That takes practice to be able to do that loud, loud. Now, it's not that easy to do. Speed-wise, it's a march, a happy march. 1, 2, 1, left, left, left. Something like that. Eventually, you have to play it accurately, no hesitations anywhere, and everything's where it is. Get to know it well enough that you can actually start enjoying the sound. You're getting into the music, and that's where it happens. However, I'll leave that up to you. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do the dynamics, just notes and rhythms. I will do the articulation, the staccato and stuff. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's do it together. 1, 2, ready and go, and. Rest.